If you're looking for the best drum throne, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Gibraltar 6608 Heavy Drum Throne. We know playing the drums can be expensive, and even though we recommend that you spend as much as you can afford so that you get a proper, amazing drum throne that will last you forever, we know that it's not always possible. So if you want to find a real bargain, where should you go? To Gibraltar, of course. Well, not to the actual Gibraltar, because it might be even more expensive. But we're talking about this drum throne from the brand Gibraltar. This is an excellent budget option, and we especially have beginners in mind that perhaps need to buy all the equipment at once and want to save money for that reason. And then there's always the reason that you might not know how much you will actually use it. There's no reason to invest in a really pricey drum throne if you don't even know if you will use it in a few months from now. So what's good about this one? Well, obviously the price, but also the motorcycle seat and the fact that you can adjust the height from 18 to 24 inches. The drum throne seat has nice foam that is quite comfortable to sit on. But since it's so cheap, it's not the most ergonomic stool out there. But on the other hand, if you're a beginner and might only practice drums 15 minutes a day or less, you don't have to worry too much about that. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Mapex Drum Throne. If you like the idea of a bargain when you read through the previous review but would like a drum throne that is round and not motorcycle shaped, you might want to take a look at this one from Mapex. It's really affordable and does what it says on the box, without being particularly good or bad. The Mapex double brace round top drum throne is cushioned and pretty comfy, but doesn't offer anything extra that makes it more ergonomic than other round drum thrones. It has double brace throne quad legs and slip-proof rubber feet, so it's quite sturdy and stable. You can adjust the height of this round throne, but it's not super easy to do so, as you have to remove a retaining bowl to do it. But if you're the only one using the throne, this isn't really something you need to worry too much about. This round top drum throne can be a good option if you're the only one that's going to be using the throne so that you don't have to adjust the height from time to time. It's very affordable with a round top and sturdy, so it can be really good for beginners. Round drum thrones are hard to go wrong with as long as you're not aiming to become a professional drummer. The number 3 position is held by DW Drum Workshop CP9120AL. We're going to start out by looking at a really sturdy construction that also is super comfortable. This Drum Workshop drum throne has a so-called dual foam tractor style throne top, and the padding is firm but it's still comfy. You can also buy a backrest if you want to, but unfortunately, that's not included when you buy the Drum Workshop drum throne. People seem to really like this drum throne, and reviews tell stories of drummers who never knew what they were missing out on until they purchased it, and now feel an incredible difference. We even read one review from a professional pianist that uses it because it's so good for the back. If you are serious about playing the drums and want a drum throne that is really comfortable and high quality, then this is the one for you. This is one of the best drum thrones on the market, and you can also buy a backrest to make it even more comfortable. If quality, comfort, and stability are important to you, and you're willing to spend as much as it takes to get the perfect drum throne, then you're going to love it. Try the Drum Workshop DWCP 3100 as an alternative. Next, at number 4, we have Original Saddle ROC-N-SOC Drum Throne. Some products seem to sell themselves and just jump off the shelves right down into your shopping cart. And we must say, this saddle drum throne seems to be exactly that kind of product. People seem to be extremely pleased with, and most reviews say that this is the one to go for. Don't even bother looking into other drum thrones. While we don't believe that it's much better than most drum thrones in the same price range, we believe that it's a good product that definitely does the job. It has a motorcycle seat, which is great, and makes you sit tall with good posture, which is both going to help your technique as well as save your back and neck. It also looks very good, which might not be very important, but still. The saddle drum throne has double brace throne legs and swivel height adjustment and is very stable overall. It also features a collar lock on the swivel height adjustment to make it extra stable. To conclude, if you want a drum throne that will help with your posture but at the same time is comfortable, this might be the one. The number 5 position is held by PDP by DW Drum Throne. Next up is this throne from DW, which is like a budget version of number 1 on our list. It's sturdy and has rubber feet, and it's lightweight but still very stable. It's comfortable to sit on, and people seem to be pleased with it except for 2 things that we've found in several reviews. The first thing is that it's not very easy to adjust the height. The second thing is that it doesn't swivel. But if you're used to a throne that does, you might actually cause it to break if you don't sit still. If you don't feel like any of these 2 things apply to you, then go for it. It's a good but cheap drum throne that probably suits beginners best. We think that this drum throne probably is aimed at beginners and intermediate players who want something that is really comfortable but don't really need the throne to swivel, which might be something that is going to be annoying when you've been playing for a few years. But if you don't care about that, you can save quite a bit of money without compromising the quality. It's a really good drum throne. The number 6 position is dominated by Rockville RDS30 Deluxe Thick Padded Foldable Drum Throne. If you have limited space and need a small throne that's easy to fold and put away and doesn't take up much space even when it's used, then chances are you're going to love this one from Rockville. It's a budget option that does what it says on the box, but perhaps not much more. It doesn't swivel, but it is easier to adjust the height on than many other budget alternatives. It has shock-absorbing rubber feet that provide great stability, and it's lightweight but sturdy. It seems that sturdiness and durability have been the most important things for Rockville when they designed it, and it seems like they've accomplished what they set out to do. We imagine the perfect customer for this throne to be somebody who lives in an apartment and doesn't have much space and needs to be able to fold the throne up in between uses, and who also wants to buy a throne that is affordable as well as durable, in case they have to bring it with them or they move a lot. This is probably not a stool that advanced drummers would buy, but it works well for people who play once in a while. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Flexzion Drum Throne. For some people, the definition of the best throne would simply be the cheapest drum throne you can find that still works well enough and doesn't break as soon as you assemble it. If that's a definition you agree with, and you don't really care about fancy features and getting the highest quality, you can just as well settle for this drum throne from Flexzion. It's really cheap, but has everything a beginner needs, and could also work well for guitarists or keyboardists. It has anti-slip rubber feet so that it doesn't slide all over the place, and it seems to be pretty sturdy and stable, despite the low price. It also has double brace throne legs and folds up so that it takes up minimal space when you transport or store it. The height is adjustable, and you can both adjust the height of the legs and the seat. It ranges from 18.5 to 23.6, which is enough for most people. Even though it's a very affordable throne, you can weigh up to 275 pounds and still use it, which is great. One con is that the drum throne seat doesn't swivel, which you will want it to do as you become a better drummer. But if you just want to buy something really cheap, then go for it. You can always upgrade later when you feel the need for it. The number 8 position is held by Performance Plus D-Tone and Drum Throne. What's that you're saying? Do you want to find a drum throne that is even cheaper than what we've already looked at? The question is it possible? Well, if you ask the people from Spectrum, they will probably say yes. This is one of the cheapest drum thrones you can find, and it is actually pretty popular. Why is it so popular? Well, only because of the price. This is not a high-quality product. It's just something you buy when you really can't afford to get something better or really don't want to waste money on something that will only occasionally be used. If you are serious at all about your drumming, you won't buy this throne. But then there are actually many people who are not serious about it and would rather spend as little as possible since they're not going to sit much on it anyway. Another thing that might make you want to purchase this particular drum throne is that Spectrum seems to have excellent customer service and really seem to care about their customers and want to keep them happy. Next at number 9, we have ROC-N-SOC Nitro Throne. There are many amazing things love about this drum throne. For example, you can use it no matter how tall you are, as you can adjust the height of the ROC-N-SOC from 18 inches to 24. Every aspect of this drum throne is made with the comfort of the user in mind. The movement of the throne feels natural, with free spinning that helps reduce strain on the spine. The bicycle-style seat cushion is soft yet stable, making it perfect for those long music sessions. If you're looking for extra stability, or if you tend to suffer from back and leg fatigue when playing, this drum throne comes with a nitrogen gas shock absorber for extra comfort, meaning you can play for hours and remain comfortable. We recommend this drum throne if you experience leg and back fatigue when playing, as ROC-N-SOC have made their Nitro throne with the comfort of the user in mind. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by TopStage Universal Drum and Keyboard Throne Stool JX95. Are you a risk taker? Then TopStage Universal Drum seat might be the low-price drum throne for you. Reviews for this one seems to either be 5-star or 1-star, and while we're not 100% sure if that just has to do with people's expectations, it might very well be that some of these drum seats are okay, and some are not, which is a risk we often have to take when we buy cheap stuff to save a few bucks. It might be good to remember that most often when we try to save money, we actually end up spending more in the long run, since we then have to go and replace the cheap stuff that breaks easily with something better that we could just as well have bought from the start. You can't really adjust the height on this universal drum throne, except for the legs, but not much. At least it has rubber feet, which makes it slightly sturdier. To be completely honest, we're not really sure anybody should buy this universal drum chair, since it seems to be pretty common that something is wrong with it. On the other hand, the customers who do get a functioning throne seem to be really pleased and happy to have made a bargain. So if you're daring and wanting to save money, sure, go for it. But don't say we didn't warn you. That's all for today. We upload music product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.